The people with the worst past can create the best future. Stop looking for happiness in the same place you lost it. If you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And what they have planned for you is not much. Forgiving people in silence and never speaking to them again is a form of self-care. You cannot be lonely if you like the person you're alone with. Your wound is not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. You can waste your life drawing lines, or you can live your life crossing them. The greatest thing you can give yourself is freedom from what others think. Healing doesn't mean the damage never existed. It means the damage no longer controls your life. The real man smiles in trouble, gathers strength from distress, and grows brave by reflection. Your value is not determined by someone else's inability to see your worth. Change the person in the mirror, and your world will change. Clocks show time, and time shows people. One day, you'll laugh at how much you let this matter. We cannot simply sit and stare at our wounds forever. We must stand up and move on to the next action. Stop being so available to people who are only there for you when it's convenient for them. Close some doors today, not because of pride, incapacity, or arrogance, but simply because they lead you nowhere. Problems are the price you pay for progress. If you can find paths with no obstacles, it probably leads nowhere. Don't cling to yesterday. It was beautiful, but it was yesterday. Just because you hate this chapter doesn't mean you'll hate the book. Never hurt others to heal yourself. Never hurt yourself to heal others. The highest reward for one's toil is not what one gets for it, but what one becomes by it. Your education is never complete. Determined to live fully and continually learn. The energy we spend to complain can be redirected to act for change. When we take responsibility, we get out of the victim mode and move on. Much suffering and much unhappiness arise when you take each thought that comes into your head for the truth. Enjoy what you can and ignore the rest. Let's not waste any energy fighting things that are outside our control. You will meet people who you just can't get along with, no matter how correct you come. You can say and do all the right things, but will bump heads, regardless. Sacrifice today for tomorrow's betterment. You are willing to pay those payments with pain, because pain is just a message when you are fixing something that's insufficient in your life. What we fear doing most is usually what we most need to do. Be like a tree and let the dead leaves drop. Choosing comfort over discomfort does not lead to a comfortable life. The trouble is, if you don't spend your life yourself, other people spend it for you. Unless you try to do something beyond what you have already mastered, you will never grow. We feel guilty when we no longer want to associate with old friends who have not changed, but this is the price and marker of growth. It's your road, and yours alone. Others may walk it with you, but no one can walk it for you. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are seared with scars. Never give up on what you want to do. The person with big dreams is more powerful than the one with all the facts. At some point, you will realize no one has a say in your life unless you let them. Be patient and tough. Someday, this pain will be useful to you. Stand up for your obstacles and do something about them. You will find that they haven't half the strength you think they have. Your life becomes so peaceful when your anger for the people who hurt you turns into sympathy for them. Sometimes, it's the thought of someone leaving you, which is more painful than the pain you feel when someone leaves you. Shallow men believe in luck. Strong men believe in cause and effect. Forget trying to change people. Either change yourself or change your environment, or both. In every success story, you will find someone who has made a courageous decision. Don't be afraid to do things by yourself. Waiting for other people will cause you to miss out on some wonderful things in life. One of my biggest life lessons is, we heal at the speed of our forgiveness. Do not cling to any one person, not even your most beloved. Every person is a prison, and also a hiding place. The chief trick to making good mistakes is not to hide them, especially not from yourself. The more seriously you take yourself, the unhappier you're going to be. Life gets better when health becomes your first priority. The journey to your success will always begin with a small step of taking a chance. If someone's words do not match their actions, get away from them. People are more selfish than you think they are. Your life becomes meaningful in precise proportion to the depths of the responsibility you are willing to shoulder. Following a path is easy. Creating a new one can be painful, but it will lead you to new places. Recognizing that you are not where you want to be is a starting point to begin changing your life. Our suffering is caused by holding on to how things might have been, should have been, could have been. You have to walk and create the way by your walking. You will not find a ready-made path. You cannot be afraid to disappoint people. You have to live the life you want to live. There's only one thing more precious than our time, and that's who we spend it on. Don't just love yourself, have respect for yourself. If you don't, other people will have no problems walking all over you. Try to get what you love, otherwise, you'll have to love what you got. You must let the pain visit. You must allow it to teach you. You must not allow it to overstay. Obstacles aren't roadblocks, they're road signs. Being deluded and scared will make you suffocate. Being honest with yourself and responsible will make you breathe. No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. You can win a lot in life just by being the last one to give up. More important than the ability to pick the right one is the strength to walk away from the wrong one. The things that you consider to be yours own you far more than you own them. You'll ruin your life trying to make everyone happy. The good life is not one immune to sadness, but one in which suffering contributes to our development. It is wise to keep in mind that neither success nor failure is ever final. You may have had unfair things happen to you, but the depth of your pain is an indication of the height of your future. The world will not become kinder to you just because you are a good person. Good people are the ones who are played with the most. Change is scary because known challenges and pain are easier to accept than unknown ones. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. If you're not resilient by now, life is only going to get tougher for you. Always place your becoming above your current being.